Hello there folks, my name is Spoonks and welcome back to another episode of Box Office Chat. This is the show where I break down the top 5 domestic box office results, see where each movie landed, and see how well each movie did. So let's get started. Number 5 was Super Troopers 3, opening with $4 million this weekend domestically and $4.1 million worldwide. This is the lowest opening in the Super Troopers franchise, sitting behind both Super Troopers movies. Yeah, I barely discussed this movie last weekend because I didn't see the hype or marketing surrounding it. It was just such an odd film to be releasing this summer. Like, really? Super Troopers 3? Was there a whole lot of commotion about there being another one of these movies? I guess so, because we got it, but it didn't seem like that commotion was as big as they were hoping for, because this movie really didn't deliver. Again, I didn't see the buzz or the hype for this. I was, again, questioning why they even decided to make a third one of these, and with it coming out in the heels of such juggernauts that we have witnessed, again, it just seems like they just needed another movie to put out for the summer to fill up the calendar, fill up some screens, just, to add some extra films to the roster, and that's all that was needed, because again, not a lot of interest, not a lot of buzz, marketing wasn't too big. Again, just another movie was needed for the calendar year, and unfortunately I just don't see this movie boosting from any sort of positive word of mouth, as the reception for this movie hasn't been the best. Critics are mixed. It's sitting in the mid 40s on Rotten Tomatoes, and audiences are also not very positive on this either. It got a B- on CinemaScore, which is under the B+ that Super Troopers 2 got from a while back. The first one wasn't polled, so I doubt this movie sticks around in the top 5. Yeah, not a great start for Super Troopers 3. Number 4 was Toy Story 5, making $4.2 million this weekend, bringing its domestic total to $470 million and its worldwide total to $1.09 billion. So it has finally done it, ladies and gentlemen. Globally, it has surpassed Toy Story 3 and 4 to become the biggest Toy Story movie ever. Finally, and what an achievement to surpass right before it gets knocked out of the top 5 by a certain other animated movie hitting theaters this weekend. Yeah, just, again, strong achievement. It got there longer than I expected it to, but hey, a win is a win, and I think it really does speak to how strong the movie has done throughout this summer. I mean, it lasted the entire second half of the summer. I mean, kids are going back to school, and this movie is still in the top 5. That is quite the feat. It really was, again, just the movie that kept going. It was, for a while, the only blockbuster people wanted to see this summer. It was really the only one bringing people to the theater, and due to its sheer quality and just interest for it, it was the must-see family movie as well. It was full steam ahead, and it never looked back. So yeah, an absolutely stunning, strong performance for Toy Story 5. Definitely going to be the last time we see it in the top 5. Again, just another family movie on the horizon, but still excellent performance for Toy Story 5. Number 3 was One Night Only, opening with $5.5 million this weekend domestically. That total stays the same worldwide, as it hasn't been released in any international countries yet. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting huge numbers for this. Again, I doubt this was gonna steal many people away from the juggernauts in theaters right now, but I thought it would do slightly better, at least double digits, a rom-com, an R-rated one at that. I thought it would benefit from counter-programming, and being from the director of Anyone But You, I thought it would boost up interest, but no, that just wasn't there for this movie, unfortunately. While I did see buzz out of the movie for, the premise, it wasn't really interest. It was just more sheer confusion, dare I say befuddlement. I saw a lot of people talking about the movie, but how just confused and perplexed they were by the premise of it, and the fact that it was for a rom-com at that. So I think they just didn't do a great job selling the movie based off of the premise. And again, it is a rom-com. It's harder to get people out of the house to go and check them out, and if it doesn't deliver on the goods, then people aren't gonna really give it a chance, and the movie isn't really doing that. It's not like falling flat on its face, but it's clear that audiences aren't too thrilled by it. Critics, surprisingly, like Super Troopers 3, are split on it. Again, mid-40s, ironically, but audiences are a bit more kind. It got a B+, which is similar to Anyone But You, but then again, that was released around the holidays and was far more better received from audiences than this movie. It also had Natasha Bedingfield, so there's that. So, and because the summer is winding down, there's still a couple of big movies on the horizon. I doubt that this movie has the legs and staying power that movie had. So yeah, again, just not the best start for One Night Only. Number 2 was once again The Odyssey, making $31 million this weekend, bringing its domestic total to $461 million and its worldwide total to $1.1 billion. If you thought Toy Story was the only one to surpass a huge milestone, look no further than Christopher Nolan. He scored his biggest movie ever worldwide. Yes, The Odyssey was able to surpass the entire worldwide runs of The Dark Knight Rises and The Dark Knight. Unbelievable. Not only that, but domestically it is roughly $9 million behind Toy Story 5. I thought this movie was going to reach these numbers again closer to the end of its run, but again, we're still really early on. It had to face off such a juggernaut, and the movie is still going. It only fell 38% from last weekend. That is honestly astonishing to see. I know many of us assumed it would bounce back, but it would probably still show some signs of losing steam. But no, this movie still is showing that staying power. People still want to go and check it out, and it also helps out that many of the IMAX screens are still full or completely sold out, so people have to wait if they want to check it out on those PLFs, and they have to get them soon because it might be losing them to a couple other movies as well. So again, the demand and the hype for this movie is still there. People still going to check it out, and again, it's still not showing any signs of slowing down, especially this early on when it's already surpassed such big milestones as it has. And yeah, 500 million domestically is on the horizon. Looking forward to when the movie surpasses that milestone. Yeah, just another strong weekend for The Odyssey. And finally, let's end the video off with the number 1 movie of the weekend, which was for the second weekend in a row, Spider-Man Brand New Day, making $144 million this weekend, bringing its domestic total to $654 million and its worldwide total to $1.6 billion. Yeah, it was a bit front-loaded. It fell 60% this weekend. Yeah, it didn't have the staying power of some other movies, but let's be real. When you open to what is now the biggest opening of all time, do you expect to maintain that level of hype in your second weekend? Let's be honest. And that's besides the point. This movie is still crushing it. It's already surpassed $1.6 billion globally. It is the highest grossing movie of the year already, and is on its way to surpassing $2 billion. When your movie's doing this much, a 60% drop off in your second weekend is just nothing. I'm sure they were hoping for a bit better hold, but still, look at the money this movie's making. Just unreal level of performance here. Again, no one expected this movie to perform this well to this degree. It's seriously at this point challenging the domestic runs of obviously not just No Way Home, but also Endgame and even The Force Awakens. There is a chance that this could break that movie's domestic record, and of course, it's definitely looking to be one of the highest grossing movies of all time. It's gunning for those Endgame Avatar numbers, so we'll keep our eyes peeled on that. But yeah, man, just absolutely strong. I know I keep saying that, but really fantastic, strong numbers for this movie, man. Again, numbers I did not think this movie was gonna reach, and yet here we are. This movie is just dominating. It was the most hyped up, anticipated movie of the summer, and people are going to continue coming out and showing support for it. Definitely, just really fantastic, amazing numbers for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And those were your top 5 domestic box office results, but we're not quite done yet, as we've got another week ahead of us and new movies in theaters. And this weekend is a very interesting weekend at the at the movies because the two new wide releases are both dinosaur themed. I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, but sure, have yourselves a dino double feature this weekend, starting with Paw Patrol, the dino movie. That's right, the Paw Patrol is back, this time protecting an island inhabited entirely with dinosaurs because it worked well with Ice Age, I guess. Now, I'm not expecting this to be Hopper's level, especially not Toy Story 5 level, as this is geared towards much younger children. You know, it is a movie based off of a preschool show after all. But I think this movie is going to deliver this weekend. Again, Paw Patrol is still going strong. Kids still love these puppies, still have a passion for the show, and clearly are excited about the movie. I honestly think the dinosaur aspect is a really big attention grabber here. Kids love dinosaurs, and this is like the first main kids movie about dinosaurs in a long time, so I think that's gonna really get kids even more excited. And plus, it's the first major animated kids movie since Minions and Moana in July, so that's gonna help it out as well. Again, where this is probably gonna get hurt is, again, it's geared towards a younger audience, so it doesn't have as much wide appeal as Toy Story or Minions. Schools are starting back up, so kids don't have as much time to go to the movies either, so there's that as well. But I still think this movie's going to deliver on a nice opening weekend, and I'm sure many of the kids dragging their parents will be delighted by the Paw Patrol's antics. And then there's The End of Oak Street, a new film from David Robert Mitchell. J.J. Abrams is also involved. It's about a family's entire neighborhood somehow getting transported or time traveled into a land, or again, time period that is just inhabited by dinosaurs, and now they must survive. This has been a big wild card for the summer. I'd put it on par with like Disclosure Day, though that was a movie by Steven Spielberg. No offense to David Robert Mitchell, but you know, he's not on the level of Steven Spielberg. But I still see this movie overperforming. Again, dinosaurs, it's a new action adventure film involving dinosaurs, and the premise and the mystery of how did this whole neighborhood get transported here is definitely intriguing. It looks fun, it looks exciting, and it's the only major blockbuster this month, really, so I think that could help it out. But I also think it could get overshadowed and hurt by the other two blockbusters that just came out. They might really affect this movie this weekend as well. We can just go see those movies again and wait for this like another time. Plus, the marketing hasn't been the best. There was a recent controversy with AI dogs, which that's a whole can of worms we're not going to get into, and I just haven't seen the biggest push for it recently, and because of that, the interest and buzz has definitely decreased from where it was when that first trailer dropped. I'm not seeing the hype or the buzz, not too much chatter about this movie as far as like interest. So again, just a big wild card. I could see this overperforming or underperforming, but we'll see how well this movie truly does, as well as the rest of the movies that land in the top 5 on the next Box Office Chat. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Box Office Chat. What did you all think of the results? Were you satisfied, unsatisfied? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links right there. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp.